Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Pennies with a Purpose. I'm Willie Mullins.
And I'm Manisa Mullins.
And today I have Manisa back, so I'm going to let Manisa take some time out and just kind of tell you what's been going on.
All right, so hi guys, I've been missing you. Some of you may know that I've been attending graduate school at USC, and I started out doing my classes actually in Columbia, but now I'm able to do them virtually through a conference with my class and my professor. So I'm back with you guys.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
All right, so here we go. As you know, I like to get right into it. So we're going to just take a spin off of last week. We went down the list of what you should spend on different gifts. So this week, we're going to turn it around, and for those gifts, we're going to talk about the celebration. So I did some research this week, and in some areas I found numbers, in some areas I don't. So in the areas where I did not find numbers, you're going to get the PWP version of the PWP suggestion. So one of the first areas, Manisa, was Christmas, and I really didn't find what the average person should spend on Christmas, because I'm sure that varies based on size of the family and how much income you're making. So in a family like ours, we have a total of 5 kids. So 5 kids,
And grandchildren.
and then we have grandkids. So of course that would be different. So that cost would be less. So then it gets down to, like we talked about last week, the cost per child and whatnot. So overall, for us, what would you say that we spend on Christmas, or we should spend on Christmas?
Per person or just in total?
Just for the Christmas season. Let's take the season, let's take decorations into it. So I didn't even think about that. So
Surprisingly, with children, grandchildren, parents, I think we include our parents, Christmas decorations, I don't even think we max out at 1,000, but I would say 1,000.
okay, I would say we do a little more than 1,000, but it depends. Like we said, the size of the family, the income, and you have to think about that. But as last week, and as we always say, the budget is not meant to restrict you. So if you want to spend more, I think one of the numbers, if I remember off the top of my head, was like $400 or something per child. That number, you can budget throughout the year and do what we call a sinking fund. So,
And the reason why I said 1,000 is because we don't get new decorations for Christmas. Well, we haven't for the past. I think we got a new Christmas tree for the first time 2 years ago.
Okay.
And we just recycle the same ornaments every year. We don't get a new Christmas tree and new ornaments. So if you're recycling your Christmas tree and your ornaments, you don't have to spend an elaborate amount with garland and all these Christmas decorations in your home, and that also allows more money for gifts.
yes,
So
exactly. All right, so we're going to move on for Christmas, and we're going to talk about Thanksgiving. Now, I was shocked on what I found for Thanksgiving, Manisa, because it was actually a lot cheaper than I thought it was. It averaged actually around maybe I think it's $48-$50 a person. Oh no, per meal. So about $5 a person. So I don't know. I guess because I don't cook, I don't know. But I just thought Thanksgiving would be more expensive.
And a good way to save money for Thanksgiving is to have a potluck Thanksgiving where you choose a particular location. It doesn't have to be at a family member's house. It could be somewhere else. It could be at a church fellowship hall. And you have with the surveys you can send out now, and people can sign on, and you can have a whole list of things that you want for Thanksgiving, and just have people sign up and bring that item. Another way that you can save money for Thanksgiving, believe it or not, is that you choose the house or the person who is going to be responsible for Thanksgiving dinner, and then you have people contribute. You can even do that through Cash App. Say, okay, Thanksgiving is going to be at the Mullins this year, and we have set up a Cash App for you to contribute, to donate. You don't have to bring any food, but would you like to donate towards the food that will be prepared for Thanksgiving?
No, Cash App. Now, that's probably a whole nother episode for me, this Cash App thing. But that is some good suggestions, and those are ways to save. And good luck. I think you'll do great with Thanksgiving. The next one which was major for me, is birthdays. And I couldn't really find a lot on birthdays, but what I found, Manisa, was a lot on the first birthday. And I found that people spend, this always shocks me, anywhere from $300 to a little less than $10,000 on a first birthday.
And what I remember about my first child's first birthday is that I went out to Toys R Us, and for hours I searched the aisle for all the age-appropriate educational toys. And do you know what he played with?
The box.
The boxes. The boxes.
And that was just a guess, y'all. I didn't know.
I could have gone to Food Line and just say, hey, you guys got any boxes back there that you're not using, or Walmart, because that's what he played with.
Yeah.
So.
And I love kids. I love kids, but I don't know. I know none of our kids. I don't know. Well, I only have one on my own. My son has never come to me and said, I am so glad you spent all that money on my first birthday because I remember that you got me this particular gift. What about, Manisa?
Never.
Yeah.
And I get it, we are so happy to have a child in our life, and they're such a blessing, and we want to celebrate them. But the most important thing, you can celebrate them, but make sure that it's done intentional and deliberately. What we normally do is go out and we have this idea of what the event's going to be, and then we go out and purchase all these things and then realize, oh my God, I just spent $5,000 on a birthday, instead of having that number up front. So those are some things you want to talk about, because I don't care what you do. If you have cake and ice cream in the living room and play karaoke, what your child is remembering is the time that you set aside to be with them and to be present and be engaged with them. Yeah. That's what they remember.
And a lot of times with kids, when it's the first birthday, they don't remember, and typically you're probably just starting your family, so it might be a good time to save and just put that money toward your budget and just ensuring that. Now, older kids, of course, birthdays, probably want to spend some money. Still not $300 to less than $10,000, but you probably can do pretty good with a little. I don't know.
And I'm going to be honest, even if God had blessed us to be millionaires, I don't think I'd spend $300 on a 1-year-old birthday party.
Yeah.
That's just me personally. Yeah. I can't justify it.
Yeah. What about older kids?
Now, that's where we differ. I think that the current amount we have for older kids in our budget needs to be adjusted, simply because it's real difficult to buy a gift for older kids at the amount that we have set now.
Right, but you're talking about gifts. I'm talking about celebrations.
Yes, celebrations. I'm so sorry.
I got away with gifts last week because she wasn't here to talk about that.
That's right.
So we could talk about the celebrations this week.
Yeah, like with our 13-year-old daughter Trinity, she knows now that she does not have a birthday celebration every year. She had the one at 1. I think she had from 1 to 5. She had a party every year. And then it became, okay, your 10-year-old party, your 13-year-old party, 16 and 18.
Right. So me, I was like, what in the world is going on here? I know Sweet 16 and probably 18, of course, as you get older. But I'm like, are we having a party every year? So I had to get on the bandwagon and enjoy a party every year.
But it was within the budget. And so...
yeah.
It was every year. It was within the budget.
And as I mentioned last week, we are a blended family, and Trinity's dad, we typically certain things we split costs on. So,
yes.
So we did that. So the other thing I want to talk about, I really didn't find anything on anniversaries, and of course we know that we have special anniversaries that we spend money on, like the 50th anniversary or things like that. So I'm going to just kind of lump that in with what I call general parties and or events, and this is things like 4th of July celebration, just little celebrations that you may do around the family throughout the year, because in America we just celebrate so many different things. But just to have that money aside, and that price it's anywhere between $300 to $500.
Well, we'd like to share a personal story about my birthday this year and our anniversary. So a couple of months back, we had a conversation about our anniversary, and we had decided to go to Hollywood, California. So I was really excited about that.
Right.
And Then later on, as my husband started to look at the budget, he was like, "You have a 50th birthday coming up this year."
Right.
So then the discussion was brought to the table. Well, you know, we can have an extravagant anniversary in LA, or we can have an extravagant 50th birthday party, but we can't have both. So I had to decide, and we decided that we would still celebrate our anniversary, not in LA,
Right.
but that I would have a 50th birthday party. It was more important for me to celebrate my 50th birthday with friends and family, which I knew that was going to be a lot of cost for food and event hall, than just to have the two of us celebrate an anniversary. So we're still trying to figure out where we're going. But the point I'm making is those are conversations that we had.
Right.
And the reason why these conversations are in the front of us is because we have a goal to pay off our land so that we can move into our home. So, you know, spending $5,000 in LA and then spending, you know, $15,000 for a 50th birthday, that's money that could have gone towards our land. So
let me clear up. We weren't going to pay $5,000 or $15,000.
guys, you knew that I was just throwing that out there generally.
But one thing I want to also say, and this is to our younger audience, is that because Manisa and I didn't do what we were talking to you about in younger years, we're having to make these sacrifices. And this is one of the whole goals behind us doing the videos, is that to educate you, so if you come up in the same situation, you won't have to say, hey, either or, you can do both. So just to put you in that position. And that's one of the whole things behind PWP. The last, one of the last two things, we'll just talk about both of them together, is like wedding showers and baby showers. And I have, just one other after this. So wedding showers, baby showers, anywhere between $100 to $1,000 actually. And I guess that depends on how many people you invite, how extravagant your wedding shower or baby shower is. Have you ever been to any extravagant showers, Manisa?
No, I haven't, but I have been to some very nice theme oriented baby showers, and very cost effective. For example, I went to one where it was just a dessert baby shower. So they had all these beautiful desserts displayed in this nice, this nice decorative display with the little tent cards that that would tell you what each dessert was, and they were all served in these unique cups and canisters. And then you could do things like ice cream sundae wedding showers, where you have an ice cream sundae bar. Whereas most people have food and dessert and gifts and games. And so I thought those were real economical ideas to celebrate.
Okay. And the last thing I want to talk to you about, which I don't know if this will be shocking to most people, it's definitely will be shocking to me and Manisa because we didn't do it. The average cost of a wedding in America last year was $30,000. I can't even imagine. I've seen it, I guess I can say I imagine it because I've seen some of them on videos and stuff, but $30,000 on a wedding. What do you think about when you hear that?
Well, I can understand it because it is a big day. So I can understand how that number could get, friends and family, and you start adding each head, per plate. It's supposed to be a beautiful day, so of course you think about all the decorations and the event hall. So I understand it, but yet at the same time, that doesn't mean that every single person has to have a $30,000 wedding.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
We were very creative with our wedding, and I thought it came out absolutely beautiful, and we didn't spend anywhere near that.
Nowhere near that.
So
nowhere near that. So these are things, and again, just think about it. These are things that, just think about. These things are coming up. Create a sinking fund. And also, try not to do it through emotions. Emotion is typically, especially like we talked about, the wedding and the first birthday, just work through your emotions and do what's logical and what's beneficial for you and your budget. You don't have to not have a good time. You don't have to be on a cheap scale wedding. But if you know you're going to spend $5,000 on your baby's first birthday party, say, hey, I need to start putting away some money. We don't want you spending for your wedding and birthday parties years after it's over. So
And for those of you who don't know what a sinking fund is, if this is your first time watching one of our videos, it's simply like putting something on layaway. So let's say you want to spend $5,000 for your baby's first birthday, then you start saving the money every month as if you were paying it off. So we start off at $5,000. Now we've put $250 towards it every single month until you get it paid off. So the goal is that event does not happen until you have the cash.
So as you probably know, I'm sinking a fund for a birthday party this year. So there you have it. We'll do it, and I guess you'll get to see what that birthday party turns out to be, and if I was able to sink enough money. Yep. Well, all right, guys. We want to thank you for joining in, and as always in leaving, I want to say if you want to email us, you can email us at pennieswiththepurpose@gmail.com, and if you want to reach out to our website, you can reach us at www.pennieswiththepurpose.com. And Manisa, what would we like for them to do on YouTube and Facebook?
We want you to like, we want you to share, and we want you to subscribe.
Please do. And as always in leaving, if you don't tell your money where to go,
you will wonder where it went.
Guys, thank you and have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.
Bye-bye.